Welcome to the Bearded Bama Bushcrafter. Man, it is the weekend, and I've got something that I look forward to doing. And do it about every 3 years on a third-year rotation. Got some good things fixing to happen here tonight. Y'all stand by. Ooh, out of breath. What I did, I cut me a little small fire break. Fixing to do an understory burn is what it's called, down through the pines. Got a good fire break down there. There's a creek, but I'm not planning on letting it get down in that far. Normally, you can see the burn marks from past fires. So I'm gonna get this thing lit up. Right now, everything is looking pretty good. The winds have died down, the humidity's right, the temperatures are good. Shouldn't have that hot of a fire. Well, you know, there's science with everything, but also things can run amok. Hopefully, this is not going to run amok with me. Y'all stand by, let's get this started. All right, so I got it lit up. And as it should go, it should push down the hill. I'm having to, yeah, just keep that in hand, okay, buddy? Yes, that rake, that's the one I want you to keep on hand. Okay. Got everything going. So this is gonna be a good night. Right, Finn? Yeah. We're burning stuff. I always kind of get a little nervous edge when you get started. I've got a burn permit, so I'm here in the state of Alabama. Over certain size fires, you have to call the Forestry Commission and get a permit the day of the fire. So I've got that going on. Just making sure that it don't get on my neighbor's property. And man, this is such a fun thing to do for caretaking of the property. How's it looking down there, Finnator? All right, y'all stand by. We're gonna keep this going throughout the evening. All right, so we have lit it up. Have to mind your P's and Q's here, your pints and your quarts. As you can see, got a nice little slow burn going. And got me a fire down here on the low end, and it'll push back up. I think they refer to that as a backfire, I believe. No, I'm not saying that term correctly. I'm not an expert forestry guy. I have some general knowledge. I've helped out with my brother-in-law, Gary. Gary, if you're watching this video, man, appreciate all the advice and the good chat we had earlier today. Wish you were here, brother. I know you enjoy doing this kind of stuff. This is proper for a man to be enhancing his land. This is fire is good for the property. You know, it keeps it clean of debris. Also puts a lot of nutrients back into the soil. Creates young green shoots and tubers for the wildlife. Now, I don't have a bunch of wild turkeys running around here, but on bigger properties that are around us that have deer and turkey, it's good for the wildlife. But I like to take care of my pines. This helps with insect control, you name it. I'm down here, buddy. So, got the fire working down the hill. And this is going to push up. So it won't be too big of a raging inferno. I knew it wasn't going to be that big of a fire due to the temps and the humidity. That always plays a big role in your fire control when you're burning. So this is what I'm doing for this evening. Check that fire, I'm about to say flame and fire at the same time. So that flyer going up the hill, but it's actually slowly pushing down the hill. That's a cool thing about fire. As my buddy Jared once said, let me see if I can remember, water destroys, fire cleanses. Tell you what, we're gonna have a flame here in a minute when it hits that old debris hut right in that area. The debris hut, it's catching up. Man, that thing lasted for a long time. But let me tell you something. Fire will destroy debris huts. Keep that in mind. I got my help here with me. All right, Finnator. Looking good. Looking good. Got this back burn. I think that's the correct terminology for it. Got it pushing up the hill. Just catching a little upward draft. So, this is what we're doing this Friday evening, guys. I like to try to do this in February. Certain times of the year, and during summertime, I think when you want to try to kill certain species of trees, you know, you want to kill off stuff, you burn in the summertime, you get your good hot fire. And definitely, I'm not wanting to kill my trees. Of course, you know, there are some trees that are succumb to this, like the smaller saplings here, the sweet gum. I don't care, the sweet gums, man, that's pretty much a weed type tree. Check out the flame back in there where the debris hut was. It's burning. Finley said he hoped Bigfoot wasn't living in there. I don't think Bigfoot was in there. I think he's good. So this is what we got going on, guys. Hope y'all enjoying this. This is a pretty cool little event. Something I remember back years ago, 4th grade in the state of Alabama, we learned Alabama history. Kind of a brief synopsis, if you will. And I remember the name Alabama had something to do with people that burned the land. The indigenous people of the time were constantly burning for hunting, keeping open savannas. Just, they were constantly burning the land. I remember reading about that and studying that. And I was sitting here thinking, using fire to hunt with. Pushing animals, you'd get a stand of hunters on a line. Another group of hunters would go out, start this big fire, and I'm sure those fires were huge at times. And they would push the animals towards the standers with their weapons, their atlatls. I think that was way before the bow and arrow. And possibly spears, I imagine. And they would just kill whatever ran out. So they needed food and they needed clothing. They needed bone for material. Check out that. That looks pretty back in there. That fire looks like it's 20 feet tall, but that's just the glow. Let's do a little pan around right here. So far, so good. Everything's going well. Just like I planned it to. So that's what you want to do with a fire. You want to keep it in as much control as possible. All right, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I want to say thank you to my brother Cecil. Appreciate the use of your drip torch. And Gary, my brother-in-law, he's my brother too. Appreciate your advice, man, your chats earlier. I know you'd be here if you could. Maybe when you go to burn your place, I can help you. I'm an expert now. All I got to do now is sleep in a Holiday Inn Express. Does that still count? I know that used to count. It would make you an expert in all kind of things. Man, this thing is so cool. Just walking and it's just dripping. I had the drip going a little bit too fast. The fuel mixture with the diesel and gasoline was half and half. I think you could do 60-40. More of the diesel, less of the gas. I believe the gas is more of the flammable, of course, and the diesel is more of an oily substance, and it helps it burn better instead of just burn out. Get that slow burn going here. This is what we've got going on.
How much fire is in that?
Well, it's on the tip of it, buddy. It's not in the can. Oh, I gotta mess around and get that. I don't know if that's adjusted right. That looks a little big from what I last remember. Man, it's interesting. Let me say this. This fire is different than the last fire. Every fire has an entity of its own. Am I saying that correct? What are you saying, Finn?
It's way more patient than the other one.
You think this one's a lot slower?
Yeah.
The humidity may be higher. So, you know, more moisture in there is going to keep it slow. All right, guys, appreciate everyone. Chad, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know you were saying make a video, so I made this video. I don't know if it's a good one or not. But we've got 2 more areas back over in here. I'm not going to bore y'all with that throughout the night. But I thought, you know, with this pine thicket, we'd share this. Check that out. Look at that beautiful burn. Slow burn. All right, guys. Y'all go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And leave a comment. I enjoy it when y'all leave a comment. I try to do my best to comment back. It's not like a lot of people are commenting, but when you do, I always like to give you a shout back. All right, guys, y'all take care. Have a great weekend.